Hey guys!
Welcome back to the Williams TV.
I'm Stephanie,
Maya,
and we are the Williams sisters. So today we're going to be doing a story time of our first breakup experience.
Yeah,
we're going to be personal, but yeah. Anyways, we're going to be talking about our first breakup experience and like how we dealt with it and steps we took to like get over it or overcome the situation and things like that. I mean, it may not work for everybody, but like we're just gonna say from our experience, like what we went through and how we were able to get back on our feet, so to speak. Yeah. So do you want to go first, or should I?
You should.
Okay, so I'm gonna go first. So obviously, we're not going to mention names. I'm not gonna leave a timeline. We're just gonna talk. My first heartbreak was actually years ago, where I can still remember like everything, like the way it happened and stuff. So I guess for me, the reason why it was devastating was because at the time, like this person was like my first love. Yeah. You know? That's really so yeah. And I guess even though like the relationship was really unhealthy and very toxic, I kind of I guess I tried to convince myself or force like the situation, like force it to work. We were like in a long distance relationship, which already was like some kind of red flag.
Yeah, long distance relationships can be really hard. Yeah, like, it's bad enough, you know, even being in the same city. Yeah, especially where there are trust issues and everything. Then long distance. Like it was a lot. And I remember like I just started like a new job. And yeah, so I mean, before we were in the same city, then I moved, and then we're now like in a long distance. And it was a thing where we were constantly fighting. Like the fight was like back to back to back to back. About what? You know, like just like random shit, like just fighting, normal couple fights, you know. And I guess it was more intense because we were apart. So, you know, like we'll fight and we won't like be together to make up and things like that. So it was really it was a stressful time, I won't lie. Like I feel like at that point, like that was one of the hardest moments of my life, like having to deal with that. So I remember the reason why this breakup was really bad was because so I remember like I flew out to see, so like I said, I just got like started a new job, and I think the following month we had like a very bad fight. So I flew out to see him, and yeah, like not long after, I think around like not long after, like I saw him and came back, you know, we had another fight which was like, you know, like a very bad fight anyways. And then, you know, we just like decided like it's better to so no, he actually brought it up. He said like he couldn't deal with the long distance and he wanted to call it off, even though like for me I actually wanted it to work, you know. So yeah, it was a hard time. But did you feel like the long distance was a major factor, like in spite of that? Yeah. Are you saying so? I feel long distance relationships are doomed from the start? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it was more of the the personality, like we were not compatible. And I think we both knew we were not compatible. So it was very toxic. Like he is hot. So but you still wanted to make it? Yeah, I did, even though I knew it was very unhealthy. Like, you know that thing of, I don't know, I just couldn't let go. Like I said, he was my first love, so it was a thing of I couldn't imagine a life without him. You know what I mean? So when he said like he couldn't like go on with the relationship, I remember you were there. Like I broke down, I cried for like it took me. I feel like I thought you would never get over it. I know, like because I cried like back to back for a month. Like I was crying myself to sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't like really sleep like that. Like I was constantly crying. Even like work performance wasn't that great. Funny enough, you don't know what he's there doing like crying. Yeah, out flexing with I tell you, like, and for me, I didn't want to think about it. Like for me, like I'm the kind of person where if the other party decides, like if I put in my 100% in like friendships and relationships, but if it's time to let go, I know how to let go. Like I don't look back. I don't like make contacts. Like I can actually just like detach myself. So yeah, we didn't talk for like 4 months, and the step that I took, I feel like the way I got over it was, so
funny enough, I actually got closer to God. Like I was praying a lot, you know. My prayers now was more like tailored towards, oh, maybe like, you know, us coming back. But then after a while, like, you know, just started like asking God for strength to like get over it. I got busy. That's another thing. So like it depends, like this is what worked for me. So I was praying a lot, and then I got busy. I was like more focused with like work. I was just distracting myself. I think I started writing. That's when I started like writing a lot. And then yeah, I also surrounded myself with like family. My sisters were there, like friends, you know. Yeah, I feel like that was pretty. So like, and then another thing is like cut off like all contacts. Like I didn't communicate. We didn't like talk. No communication, like for like.
But did that help?
Yeah, actually, like these are the things that helped me. Yeah. So it kind of helped, like the fact that we weren't speaking, and I didn't know like what was going on with him. I don't know if he knew what was going on with me. I don't know, but like I didn't know anything. I didn't know what was going on with him at all.
Probably did. You know how exes just sneak out?
No, but funny. He's not like a social media person. No, he wasn't a social media person. So like it did a lot. So it wasn't like it was on Twitter or on Instagram. Do you understand? So it was like I didn't know what was going on with him, you know. And then yeah, 4 months later so I went back, like I traveled, and yeah, like I saw him, and like I didn't feel the same way, if that makes sense. So like I feel at that point, like it took me like a while, like 4 months to get over it, but still, you know, like.
So what did you do?
I just mentioned, like just focusing on myself. So I focused more on myself, focus more on my job.
But even in spite of that, there will be moments when you think about it.
Yeah, so like that's not to say it like it never crossed my mind. It did, but I didn't dwell on it. And then after a while, I kind of just got used to him not being there. I think that also helped as well. Like, you know, I mentally told myself that, you know what, this person is like not here anymore. He's no more in my life. I need to get used to the fact that he's not here. I can't like call him or text him and things like that. So yeah, that kind of helped as well. So I would say for me, like that's what I did, like to like get over the situation. I mean, at the end of the day, like it was a learning process, because I feel it made me stronger, and yeah, and like more emotionally mature, you know. So like my next relationship wasn't as dramatic. So I feel like also like at the time when we were dating, like I was still young, still trying to, like I said, that was my first, like, I mean, I had been in relationships, but like I feel like that was my first real relationship. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I grew up a lot. Like I learned a lot about myself, like in that time. I mean, every day is a learning process.
Yeah,
I'm still learning about myself.
It's always a learning experience.
Yeah, but like it just taught me things about myself that I didn't know, like what I deserve and my self-worth. You know, I feel like at the time I was questioning, like in the relationship, I was questioning my self-worth, because there were so many things.
And you should never be in a relationship that would ever make you have to do that.
Exactly.
Like you're worth everything.
You're worth a lot.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like I was, like I said, questioning my self-worth and just like tolerating situations I knew in my heart that I shouldn't. You know what I mean? So
because wanted
I was to work.
Because it was,
and that's another thing. Yeah, I just really wanted it to work, and which was the mistake I made, because I feel what's meant to be will be. Like you shouldn't force. If you have to force a relationship to work, then there's no point. Yeah. So it was a learning experience at the end of the day. Yeah, like you shouldn't have to force anything. Once you force anything, then you know like it's not for you. Like I don't feel like, I think like a relationship shouldn't be that hard. Like it shouldn't be seen as work. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was it really. Now we are cordial. We're not like exactly, I don't know if I would say we're friends. Like we don't talk, but then we're civil, you know? There's no like bad blood or anything. Like we're very civil. Like with like our friend relationship now is pretty much civil and cordial. Yeah. So yeah, I would say like that relationship was like a learning experience, and that breakup was a learning experience for me, and I was able to grow from it and learn a lot about myself and about the situation and relationships in general. Yeah. So yeah, what would you say?
Good. Yeah, basically the same thing. When you're trying to make something work and you know deep down inside your heart that, you know, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
We're two different people. It's not compatible. We're not going towards the same goal. We don't have the same, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Found out that there was cheating going on and everything, and then I confronted the situation, and obviously some drastic actions, you know. Anyways, one thing led to the other, and then we had a big fight, and he tried to make up for it and everything. And I was like, okay, fine, let me even give it a second chance, because you know, sometimes when your heart is involved, you just, you know, okay. Yeah. On a normal day, I'm a very emotionally stoic person. Yeah. So I can be either way I choose to be. Do you understand? I can decide to put my all into something, and once I put my all into something, and I'm not getting the same thing back, that's when I just totally shut down. Do you understand? So, you know, and I felt that I was in a vulnerable position with him, and he took advantage of that. So fine, I decided to give it a second chance, and at the end of the day,
so would you say cheating is like a deal breaker for you?
It's a deal breaker for me. Yeah, it is a deal breaker for me.
For me, I don't know that. I don't see it as, I don't think it's that black and white. I feel like sometimes you can make exceptions. So like, I mean, I have been cheated on and I've had to let it go, even though it has affected like level of trust in the relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is what
foundation of the relationship is trust. So those were the issues that we had. When that happened, it was like trust was out of the window. Yeah. And when that happens, what do you have left? So I always have to watch my back, and I'm not that kind of person. Yeah. So that was a deal breaker for me, and that's what did it.
So how did you get over it? How were you able to cope with the situation and manage it?
I mean, initially we even tried to work it out, talked about it, that it wouldn't happen again, even took a holiday together and tried to, you know, but at the end of the day, I just had to sit down and talk to myself and tell myself the truth that, you know what, I deserve more than this, I deserve better. You should know your worth, and you should know, you know, that you deserve better. Yeah. You shouldn't settle for less. You shouldn't settle for someone who treats you less than what you are. Yeah. So that's just it. Just pull yourself up.
So yeah, essentially what we're saying is, you know, if you're going through a breakup, or you're, you know, struggling in a toxic relationship, or just, you know, anything, going through something like related to what we've just spoken about, just always know your self-worth. Always tell yourself that you deserve better. It's not the end of the world. You will be fine. You would come out. You would actually get over it. Trust me. Like, time heals all wounds, and I'm not like, that's what it is. I feel like it's just time. Give yourself time. Like, I feel if you want to like cry it out. If you want to grieve, like, give yourself time to grieve, to like grieve the situation. You know what I mean? Also, like, focus on work, like whatever makes you happy, on your passion. On your passion, like dive into, be focused with your goals, your vision, everything. Like, dive into it. Distract yourself with work, so to speak. Also surround yourself with like friends and family, people that make you happy. People that actually like show that they love you and remind you that you're worth a lot and you deserve like better. That's basically it. That's really it. Know that you're worth it. And you deserve the best, and you will have the best. So. Okay, guys, that's the end of this story time and advice session. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you took something out of it. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think, or comments like how you dealt with, if you've been through the same thing. Let us know like how you were able to cope or get over the situation, like bad breakup, or like steps you took to overcome the situation. We'd really like to know. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye. Call it how it is. Hendrix. I promise, I swear.